Twin flames. Is this the biggest spiritual trap that you will ever fall into? Or is it possibly the deepest love that you will ever know? Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Abby, and since the beginning of 2020, I have been on a very deep spiritual awakening. And in the spiritual awakening, the first thing that happened to awaken me was a dear friend of mine called me a star seed. Now, this was a term I had never heard of before, and like any normal person, I needed to Google what this even meant. And in my Google search, a starseed is a soul that is usually very advanced. I live in Costa Rica, and there's some really unique birds outside right now, and they make a very weird noise. So if you hear them in the background, it might be a little bit weird, but it is such a gift because they are not typically in this part of Costa Rica. A starseed is typically a soul that is very advanced, that volunteered to come to Earth to help humanity evolve. As I'm reading what a starseed is, the next term that came up on this same page that I had never heard of before was twin flame. Once I read this term, it was like a fire lit inside my body, and it was a knowing without a knowing. It was a soul knowing without the human understanding. And from then, I have learned so much about masculine and feminine energies in this period that I've been in, so just over 5 years now. And that is what I speak a lot about on my channel, is the masculine and feminine energies inside of you and how to balance those. And the twin flame journey gets a lot of attention here in the spiritual community, especially in the New Age community. And in this video, I really want to give my understanding of twin flames, the things that I have learned and the things that I am intuitively and soul knowing on this journey about twin flames so far. So number one, a lot of people believe that it is extremely rare to have a twin flame, that this is something that not everybody has, and it is two halves of a soul that find each other and become whole together. Now, this is something that I do not believe. I believe that we are whole as a soul already. We are whole as a human already, but we are fragmented in trauma, in wounds, in unhealed aspects of ourselves, and we are stuck in time in inner child wounding, the trauma that we received, relationship problems that we've encountered. We've been hurt in this human game, and every single time that something like that happens, all the programming that we've received, we lose aspects of our divinity. And this is what I love to speak about, because we are learning how to be divine again. We are learning how to heal ourselves because we are master healers, just like Jesus. And as we learn to heal and not be hurt by the ways of this world, but healing the mind, we are able to switch our energetic frequency. And when we switch this energetic frequency, we attract people that we never would have attracted before. So, do I believe that not every single person on this planet has a twin flame? No, I 100% believe that every person has that divine counterpart. However, because of all this wounding, because of all this trauma, it can be extremely difficult for people to find this person, because it takes a lot of inner work to be balanced and whole on your own, to let alone attract in that counterpart, that divine union. So when you have internal union, that is the only way that you are going to find external union. And this takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of self-awareness. It takes a lot of self-accountability. And you have free will as a human on this planet. And you have the choice to fully see yourself and be able to see yourself in another. If you cannot see yourself and the way that you show up and all of your shadows and all of your traumas, it is going to be extremely hard to attract in this kind of relationship, because it is two people who have found their divinity. They have found their God, they have found their divinity, and they remember who they are. And a lot of the times in the dating game, we are searching outside of ourselves for somebody else to complete us, which is a lot of what this spiritual community kind of glorifies. Is this is your other half, this is the person that does make you whole. And I really want to drive this in. If you are on the twin flame journey, because you know what it is, you've heard of this term lit that fire inside of your soul like it did for me, you need to know that you are whole all by yourself. I believe that everyone has the ability to find that other person. Some people might not have had a lot of trauma in their childhood. They might not have had a lot of wounding and programming, so it might be easier for them. Other people, it's going to be a lot harder. And when you are not in tune with your intuition, it is going to be very difficult for you as well, because your intuition is going to, number one, tell you who this person is, what kind of work that you need to do on yourself, where you need to go, what you need to do, when you need to do it. And if you are not following those intuitive nudges of your soul, you're going to really miss out. And you might feel like you really love the person that you're dating, or you might really like this cute guy in your hometown, but your soul is asking you to move to Brazil. But to the human mind, that seems extremely illogical, so you're not going to do that. And you don't know that the inner work that you're going to do from where you are now, on the flight to Brazil, on the move to Brazil, the settling in Brazil, all of that inner work that's going to cause you, all the things that it's going to bring up in you, is going to attract a man that blows your wildest dreams. You never could have imagined being with a man like that. So your intuition is extremely important, and this is why I believe that not everyone will find their twin flame. Maybe everyone has one, and for that I don't know for certain, but this is just what I know to be true in my heart. And if it doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. Take it or leave it, as with everything else that I'm saying in this video. And I think that's why this spiritual community gets a little bit twisted on this, because they don't acknowledge that every single person has this capability of healing themselves. So if you have the ability to heal yourself, to come into internal union, why would you not have that external counterpart, that mirror of what you have already done inside of you? That is the twin flame journey. It's that internal union to attract in that external thing. That's the whole name of the game, is to learn about energy, to learn about your frequency, to know what you're emitting, to know what you're trying to manifest in, why you're trying to manifest that. Learn about yourself, heal yourself, and everything in your external world is going to change. So that's topic number 1. Topic number 2, the spiritual community is going to tell you that a twin flame is not toxic. And while I don't want to encourage you to romanticize your toxic ex-boyfriend or toxic partners, the twin flame journey is about reflection. They are your deepest mirror to the darkest parts of your soul. So if you have toxicity, if you have wounding, if you have darkness in you that you don't want to look at, you better believe it, you're going to see it. So can twin flames be toxic? Yes, because they are mirroring to you what you already have inside of you. And maybe the toxicity that they are expressing to you is not your own, but it's the fact that you put up with it. So they are teaching you, raise your standards, to raise your energetic frequency, so you stop dwelling in that lower dimension, so you can raise yourself up, so that you start attracting better for you. The difference between the twin flame who is toxic and that karmic partner who is toxic is the twin flame will always do the inner work as well. So there is a lot of separation in the twin flame dynamic, because you repel each other when you are acting out of those wounds. You come together, you repel, you come together, you repel, until you learn to heal within you and you stop pushing away what is meant for you. So the twin flame counterpart will always be doing the inner work. When they come back in, when you start to magnetize back together, you're going to notice that they are different. They are not acting the same. They are not doing the same toxic things. They have learned. And the karmic partner remains the same. They are not doing any inner work. They are not changing themselves at all. They come back in the same energy, and they try to pull you back down from where you've risen from. So that's the distinction that I need you to be aware of and pay attention to. If you have, especially women, because we really over romanticize people in our lives, if this person is coming back into your life over and over and over again, when you start to level up and you notice that nothing about them has changed, that is a karmic partner. They are trying to get you to come back down to their level, so you stay in that cycle. So the devil will send minions for you when you are starting to better yourself, when you are getting closer to your own version of heaven, when you're pulling heaven down onto earth. The devil's gonna say, girl, here is your karmic partner. Let's see how much you've learned. So that is extremely important to know. So that is topic number 2. Can a twin flame be toxic? Yes, of course. Depending on your level of toxicity, what you have healed within you. So that is how you know. And the third thing I really want to hit on is how obsessive this journey can be, because we all came from source. We came from love, we came from God, and all that we know is that beautiful, amazing feeling of love. So when we come down into the human experience, of course we want to feel that. So love is something that we all long for. And that beautiful divine love, when you're with a healed person, because love can really hurt down here, because we are acting out of trauma, we are acting out of wounds, and we are acting out of all that negative programming that we have within us. So that type of love is painful. And so when you experience this over and over again, of course we really want that beautiful love. But the only way that you are ever going to experience that type of love is when you find it for yourself. That inner work that you need to do in order to be a match for that divine counterpart is the only thing that will get you there. You cannot bypass, you cannot go a different route. You have to heal yourself. And this is not saying that you cannot be in that union without being fully healed, because we're always going to be healing things. Something is always popping up. There are so many layers to this. If you are sitting in the toxic energy, you are going to push a divine masculine so far away from you, because you are not in the same energetic frequency. It's like you exist in different worlds. So I really wanted to make this video because I know how popular this topic is. It's trending. If you're falling into the trap of constantly watching tarot readings, my girls, my girls, cut it out. Focus on yourself. Do I watch tarot readings? Of course, I love them. I think they're extremely informative, but do I rely on them and get obsessed with them anymore? No. I do so much other inner work that is extremely important to me, because I know that's the way to union. And at this point in the game, I just want internal union. I want to be so balanced within myself so that I can live my best life possible. If that means that I can finally attract in that divine healthy love, amazing. But if it just means that I am so whole and healed on my own, that is the purpose, that is my goal. And I just really want to say that if you are putting so much focus on who this person is, how they're showing up, he's coming back correct this time, your ex is finally coming back, oh, he might be a little bit toxic still, so just be careful. If you're falling into these narratives that are consistently playing on these readings that you're seeing, remember, number one, they are collective, and number two, it's just a tarot reading. Tune into your own soul and your own guidance. That is the best reading that you will ever get, is what your soul says. Follow your own signs, follow your own synchronicities, pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to what you see in meditations, the visions that you are receiving. All of these things are uniquely your own, and that is going to help you. And God will always show you what you need to be doing. So if you are distracting yourself by putting somebody else in the spotlight, you cannot achieve union. You need to be number one. The most important thing is your relationship with God, your relationship with your internal world. So I hope that's clear. I hope it cleared a few things up. Again, if this does not resonate with you, that's totally fine. We all have versions of the truth. We all have a human lens that can definitely distort things sometimes. So if this doesn't jive with you, leave it. Doesn't need to be your own truth. But if this is something that opens your eyes, I really hope the only message that you're hearing is how important you are. Switch the focus back to you, and you will achieve union, because I know that's what you want.